Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
On the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield, this is Tiger Talk. Tonight's show is brought to you by Harpo's Bar and Grill, the host location of all Mizzou Tiger Talks and downtown Columbia staple for over 50 years. And by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Now live from Harpo's, here's your host, the voice of the Tigers, Mike Kelly.
Welcome to the show from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. It's a staple downtown since 1971. Coach Eli Drinkwitz is alongside for the final time this season.
Wow, I thought you were going to break some news there. That wouldn't have been good.
No.
Holy cow.
The final time
this season.
This season. Well, unless there's
golly, man. That would have started something on Twitter.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Christmas.
Can you bring it up a little bit? That'd be great. Well, should we go there? Do you want to start there? Are you trying to break news?
No.
No,
I was trying to calm everybody down.
Final time this season. Appreciate everybody from Harpo's and all their efforts during the course of the season. Of course, the Tigers have got one more game after this game against Oklahoma coming up on Saturday, but no show next week.
We're not going to a bowl game now?
Well, we'll do a show at the bowl.
Okay, good.
But I think this will be the final time that we'll be here together.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you want to find
I may come and hang out with Dennis.
You can do that.
Yeah. When's he start?
December the 3rd.
He waits till he gets through these preseason games?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I think he has to allow you to get off the schedule before he can get on the schedule.
There you go. Good.
So he defers to you. Imagine that, the football coach.
I don't believe it.
Well, anyway. Tigers on the road coming up this Saturday against Oklahoma. 98th meeting between the two schools. Missouri heads into Norman after winning last year by the score of 30-23 in a great game at Faurot Field. Tigers coming off of a big win against Mississippi State. School record 20th consecutive sellout at Faurot Field. Lots to talk about there, but we're going to begin with Ahmad Hardy, named today a semifinalist for the Doak Walker Award, which is the best running back in college football. Obviously third in the country in TDs with 15, but number one in the country with 1,346 yards rushing.
Yeah, I saw him in the parking lot on the way over here, and he said he was going to stop by. So if y'all are here, he's coming here for a little bit. So he loves this place.
Yeah.
He loves coming to Tiger Talk. I don't know. Anyway, I'm walking into it on that one.
Yeah, kind of, just a little bit.
Yeah. Hey, we got to open up the bar. Drinks on drink, right?
Yeah. This is your show.
Yeah, let's go.
I think we've got a line ready for Drinks on Drink.
Yeah, no, Ahmad's been awesome. He's been great, and I think the best thing is he hasn't gotten too worked up or too upset when his number hasn't been called. He's just consistently produced, and obviously in that game, I thought he did an excellent job of obviously running with the ball and gaining extra yards, but after the fumble, just responding the way he did was pretty remarkable.
Well, and you look at the body of work. Obviously, he breaks off the 72-yard run, had another long run. He said afterwards, and I'm interested for you to share what you did today with the media, but he said afterwards he was focused on more using his speed as opposed to, maybe running through or running over people. And you kind of corrected folks and said, kind of ran through a couple people at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, well, he did. I mean, his natural ability is to run through tackles, and he started off the game being able to do that. And he did that on the first touchdown run he had after the field goal. But then, really, the long run, our offensive line and tight ends created a new line of scrimmage 2 yards down the field, and that allowed him to insert vertically and then bounce out their outside, which was really impressive. And, I thought Donovan Olubade and Kevin Coleman had really good blocks down the field, which allowed him to get into the space. But, he's fast.
Yeah.
He's really fast.
Yeah, incredibly. At what point in time did you become aware of, the total yards and knew that he was over 200 and knew that he had a shot? Did that come to play at all?
I didn't know it until at the end. I was looking up to see if we could get to 300 yards rushing, and he broke that long one.
Yeah.
And then Marquise Johnson came up to me and said he needs 16 more yards. And I was like, 16 more yards for what? And he's like, for the school record. And I was like, ugh, I don't think we can get him tackled one more time, So we took a knee at that point.
Yeah, and obviously finishes with 300. Only the sixth guy in the history, think about this, only the sixth guy in the history of the Southeastern Conference to reach that plateau. That speaks volumes for how big of a deal that is.
What's pretty impressive, too, is if I'm not mistaken, in 6 years we've had 3 running backs on the Doak Walker Award semifinalists, right? Tyler Beatty did it, Cody Schrader did it, and now Ahmad Hardy did it. That's a heck of a job for Curtis Looper, our offensive line, the style of offense that we run. We got to use that in recruiting, Garf. We got to get going on that. Yeah,
he's only 282 away from Cody Schrader's school record set just 2 years ago. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, he taxed down 300-yard games like they're nothing. So we'll see. He's going to have his hands full. I think the team we're going against this week only gives up like 86 yards rushing. Hasn't given up 150 yards rushing all season. So we're going to have our hands full on that one. But
number 4 in the country defensively against the run. What else did you like about the win?
Well, let's start with I thought our guys played with incredible effort. When you're going through adversity, it's really hard to just play with relentless effort no matter what, no matter the circumstances. And I thought they did. Even the penalties that we were getting defensively were effort issues, right? They weren't lack of effort. We weren't out of position. They were just playing so hard. And so I was so proud of that. I was really proud of the 7-play goal line stand that the defense had. I was proud of the way the offense started fast, bounced back after the turnovers. I thought special teams provided us with some really key momentum plays. I just thought the whole team really played with an energy and an emphasis and for each other that we'd been looking for, and obviously there's a lot of things that we needed to clean up, and we will clean up, and we got to, we cannot turn the ball over on the road and have a chance to win this game. So we've got to make sure that's an emphasis. But, when we did turn it over, our defense went and got it back. And then instead of just getting them turnovers, they got turnovers for touchdowns, said, hey, we'll just finish this job ourselves. So that was pretty impressive.
How good was Toriano Pride?
For a senior night to have that kind of night on Faroe Field, I think my daughter told me that he started his career with a pick six and he's ended his career at Faroe Field with a pick six. So that's pretty special. And for a young man who always grew up coming to Missouri games, his grandpa Percy has always been a season ticket holder, and for them to all be there for that game on senior day and to perform that well, that's a memory he'll have for a long, long time.
Another St. Louis kid, Marvin Burks, have arguably his best game as a Missouri Tiger, 12 individual tackles plus his first ever pick six.
Yeah, and you know what? It reminded me when I recruited him, that sucker was a running back, and he looked pretty natural with the ball in his hand, didn't he? I mean, that was pretty impressive. He's got a great burst. And, you know, Marv's a guy that's played a lot, and he's just got to continue to play with confidence. And I think that's just another play that he's going to have in his arsenal, that he can play with confidence. He's a really, really good player, physical player.
It's Eli Drinkwitz. I'm Mike Kelly. We're at Harpo's in downtown Columbia. We'll be back with the coach after this on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
The most powerful ideas come from understanding. By asking what's important here. At Great Southern Bank, we start by asking our customers to find out how we're doing and what they really need. Then we get to work, making banking easier and more effective, financing more flexible, and our communities better places to live. It's an ongoing team effort to keep improving how we serve our neighbors day after day. And it all starts with understanding what really matters. Learn more at GreatSouthernBank.com. Member FDIC.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, Tiger fans! Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizzas are your game day go-to, loaded with award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese and, of course, bombarded with high-quality meat and veggie toppings. Enjoy a delicious pizza game day at the stadium, or cook up a Brewpub Lots of Matzo Pizza from the lovely confines of your own home without missing a play. Plus, new this season to the Brewpub lineup, the Brewpub Patriot Pizza that gives back to local heroes through the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Great pizza for a greater cause, and available at your local grocery store.
As the parent of an athlete, you've got to give them every advantage possible. And if your child wants to play at the highest level of their sport, they should be training with two people who played at the highest level of theirs. Introducing API Project Fitness and their sports performance program. Certified in training athletes from 5 to 18 plus. API Project Fitness teaches athletes to be more explosive, more mobile, and will teach your athlete how to excel both on and off the field. Find your fire. ProjectFitnessAPI.com.
The Mizzou Tigers are powered by soy. From the biodiesel buses that get our players to the game to the heart-healthy soyleic soybean oil used right here in stadium concessions. Both innovations born at the University of Missouri with support from the Missouri Soybean Merchandising Council. From the back 40 to Faroe, Missouri Soybeans is driving innovation far beyond the field. For more farmer-led projects, visit mosoy.org. This message is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Tiger Talk continues from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. Mizzou Athletics would like to thank its premier partners of the Diamond Club, MU Healthcare, Shelter Insurance, and Multiply Credit Union. Hey, show your swagger with the Tiger checking card from Central Bank. It's the only place for Tiger checking. Open it today, www.centralbank.net. And a reminder that Genteel Apparel is the apparel provider for the Mizzou Radio Network. Check out their collection of Mizzou apparel at genteelapparel.com. Eli Drinkwitz is with us. Didn't even get a chance to tell you that coming up at the bottom of the hour, we'll have a couple of Mizzou seniors and captains. Chris McClellan will be with us, and also Logan Mucky will join us as well. So interested, are excited to get a chance to share their stories with you all and introduce them to you coming up tonight. Developing a young player is always important. You had a situation where you lost two players to targeting penalties. Nate Johnson goes out, and you're already down on defensive end because Langdon Kitchen is out. And you call upon a young man from Herman, Missouri, that not many people knew about, named Dayton Hopkins, and he was up to the challenge.
Yeah, he's going to be a dude, like a dude. But, you know, he's a remarkable young man, played all three sports in high school. Mom was a volleyball player at Nebraska. But he's got such a bright future, and, man, did he play well. Yeah. He played fearless, was really good in the run, had several TFLs. I thought he just did an excellent job all night. And we got to be smart. He's already played in his 4th game, so we're going to try to redshirt him. We got Javion Hilson who can play one more, so we're going to try to make sure that he doesn't have to go in. But, man, it was impressive when he did.
And here's a guy he hasn't even scratched the surface yet, right,
No.
in terms of training his body and being ready physically to play at this level.
Yeah, the thing that's been impressive about him is one of our core values is do more than what's expected. And he's a guy who he'll come in, he'll be in the indoor all by himself at 6 a.m. He'll stay after practice and work 15 minutes on his own on pass rush moves. I mean, he's got the desire to be an elite player, and he's got the traits from the quickness, from the size, the speed, and his ability to hit. He's got a lot of potential.
In this day and age, because of NIL, the ability to leave right at the end of the season. So you mentioned preserving his red shirt.
Yeah.
How do you balance that? And how do you figure out for what kids is it right for that you want to preserve it? For other kids, maybe not. I don't know how you work through it on a daily basis.
Well, the first thing you do is you figure out what's best for the player and then what's best for the program and how do you marry those two. And we try to make sure that if we're going to use a young man's red shirt, that he's going to get over 300 snaps. And if he's not going to get over 300 snaps, then that's not fair to his career. And if we're going to redshirt somebody, we want him to be on a 2-year contract. So we got Dayton Hopkins on a 2-year contract, so we're pretty excited about our ability to retain him and develop him. And so that was a big piece of the decision, too.
Okay, so I've got to ask a question because I think fans are interested in this. You put a young man on a 2-year contract. If he leaves, is there a buyout or a payback?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And now more than ever, the buyouts are effective because the buyout has to be paid for by the other school's rev share amount. So not only are they going to have to pay the player to come, and obviously going to have to give him more money than we're giving, but they're also going to have to pay the buyout, which comes out of the rev share. So they're basically going to have a 2-for-1. Now, we'll see how all that stuff's enforced and yada, yada, yada. But, even last year with some of the guys that we lost, we got buyouts back.
Mm-hmm. Curious about Bo Prabula, just what you can tell us at this point in time. I mean, you had Toughness Tuesday today. Just give us a little bit of a clue on what you saw today.
Did Coach Venables send you that question?
He did not, and I understand your concern.
Now, Bo Prabula is going through his recovery and rehab protocol. There's steps that he has to take in order to be, considered cleared and deemed playable. Last week, he was working through those, and so that's why he appeared on the injury report. He was able to do some things. Each day, it's really about how he recovers the next day, how much pain he's in, how much movement does he have. And so Saturday, he was able to go out there and get some extended work, which is what people saw. Today, he got some extended work. We'll find out tomorrow where he's at. He's going to have to be cleared by the doctors first. Then he's going to have to be, cleared by, okay, we think he can help us win. And then, his circle will have to circle with our circle, and then we'll circle together, and then we'll get the wagons together, and we'll figure out what we're doing.
Let me take this another step and play along with me, if you will, because people want to hear from you, right? I mean, there's an insatiable desire to know about injuries. The media wants to know. The fans want to know. The betting public
DraftKings wants to know.
And DraftKings want to know. Internally at Missouri, I think it's fair to say that there's a debate that's going on right now between some that feel like there should be no information given about injuries unless there's a document or a waiver signed by the student athlete. There are others that, again, with the league, you have an injury report that you have to file. Where do you come down in terms of the amount of information that should actually be allowed to come out about individual injuries?
Yeah, I think I'm on the side of transparency is better, especially in this day and age when betting is so prominent. I mean, we've got all kinds of betting scandals going on around the country right now. I think the information is getting out. I mean, there's somebody in our building that's telling somebody what's going on. That's why the spreads are what they are and blah, 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 blah. I mean, if somebody is driving down a stadium, they knew what was Bo's limitations today,
right.
So I think the more information we share, the better. I think the issue is there's no real enforcement in the SEC on the availability report or the injury report. We don't know what it is. Is it an injury report? Is it an availability report? Like, how descriptive do you have to be? How much can you game the system? And I think that's probably what the issue is. And, in the NFL, there's a series of fines. The organization gets fined. The coach gets fined. You have to be transparent. Ours is suggestive in nature.
Back with the coach after this on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
weekend. Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall? Tundra is all in for hauling. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's ride. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability, so you can make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your local Toyota dealer today.
Whether you're heading out for a weekend getaway or traveling after a big win, Columbia Regional Airport makes travel easy. Skip the stressful drive on I-70. Fly American or United with nonstop service to Denver, Dallas, or Chicago, and you're just one stop away from anywhere. Proud to be the official airport of the Mizzou Tigers. See you in the skies. See you at COU, Columbia Regional Airport. Visit flycou.com to learn more.
If you want an inside look at Mizzou basketball that you won't get anywhere else, you want the Inside Mizzou Athletics Podcast.
Trent Pierce.
Talk about it every day. We want to be a Final Four team. That's our goal. That's what we want to do.
Jaden Stone.
It's pretty much a miracle that I'm playing. I've actually never talked about it, so this is the first time I'm saying anything.
Subscribe today to the Inside Mizzou Athletics Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Original content plus replays of Tiger Talk and more. The Inside Mizzou Athletics Podcast, presented by Shelter Insurance.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate, the Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox in the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Coming up, next segment, we'll introduce you to Logan Mucky and also Chris McClellan. Tiger Talk brought to you by Shelter Insurance. Recently ranked number 1 in customer satisfaction for auto insurance in the Central Region by J.D. Power. 7 of the last 8 years, we're your shield, we're your shelter. The coach is alongside his team heading to Norman, Oklahoma for an 11 a.m. kickoff against the Sooners of OU. Our coverage here on the Central Bank Tiger Network begins at 9. When you look at Oklahoma, obviously very good on the defensive side. Just give us a read on their defense and why they're so good.
Yeah, we've gone against Coach V for a while. You know, I've gone against him when I was in North Carolina State. Yeah. He's very good at knowing your tendencies, taking specific plays and tendencies away from you, making you play left-handed, not doing what you want to do. He does a really good job of staying ahead of the calls, knowing once I take this away, this is going to be your secondary answer. So they play very aggressive style. They're very multiple. He does a good job of being in and out of man coverage and then mixing in some trap coverage to force you into mistakes, which is why they've been able to get, the turnovers in the last 2 games. So he's just really good at what he does.
For the fans that are listening, when you say make you play left-handed, elaborate on that for them.
Yeah, like they know we're going to run the ball, and they know we're going to run, inside-outside zone. So they're going to have a specific thing to take away our inside zone, outside zone. They're going to try to make us throw the football to beat them. I mean, that's pretty clear in my opinion.
Our Mason Thomas hasn't played in the last couple of games, but when he does play, he's a difference maker, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like the rest of the SEC. There's a player on every team that's a game wrecker. And I'll say this, the young man, number 44, that's come in, he's a really good player too. Number 0, Stone, has done a really good job. they're really good all the way around, but their front 7 and then their 2 safeties really make that thing go.
You talked about Spear Jennings and Boganowski today, just about their aggressive nature in terms of pursuing the football.
Yeah, those guys are heat-seeking missiles, man. They fly downhill off the roof, and they are willing to throw their bodies in there. I think they do an excellent job. Number 5, the transfer from Okie State, is a rare player. He's a hybrid player. I think he's like 6'4", 240. I mean, he is he's got the traits, all the traits you want in the NFL. So it's going to be a real challenge for us. 1, to protect our quarterback. 2, to find a rhythm on the offensive side of the ball. You know, and then really it's going to be a challenge for our defense to match their defense, right? Like blow for blow. They got to go out there, you know, and they got to match a really good quarterback in John Mateer. They got to match a really good skill set with Burks and Satania. And so it'll be a good back and forth. And then ultimately, you know, each phase has got to find a way to win their phase. And, you know, I was telling our kickers today, you got to be better than Oklahoma's kicker. Like, that's your one-on-one matchup. You got to be better than them. And so, you know, we all got to do that. Now, fortunately for us, you know, we got some really good players. You know, I'm looking forward. I challenged Chris McClellan, a young man who was at Tulsa or from Tulsa. You know, we need him to play really well. I know he's excited for that challenge. Got a chance to have Logan Mucky here tonight. I noticed there's a few more females in the crowd since Logan's here. Logan, don't take your shirt off. I mean, that guy is built like a specimen over there. So, anyway.
Oh, you're on a roll.
I'm going to stop there because I don't want to insinuate that he's on steroids.
How inspiring to Eli Drinkwitz and to the rest of his locker room is the story of Logan Mucky and what he overcame to be a part of this football team.
Yeah. I mean, you never want to get a call about one of your players being diagnosed with cancer. I mean, that's one of the worst days you can have. And then to see Logan just battle through it and never have a bad day and never, you know, I know in private there were moments where he was scared and challenged personally, but never showed it. And even when he went through the surgery and even when we weren't sure if he was going to be able to play, he still came every morning. We have, in summer, we have Edge Squad workouts. And every morning he was there with the Edge Squad. Working out he wasn't working out. He was watching those guys, coaching those guys, teaching those guys what our culture is. And for him to be that invested in our team, irregardless of whether or not he was going to be able to get back, I think it was awesome that he was able to beat cancer. I could tell our guys all the time, like, the dude beat cancer. Like, you know, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Looking forward to Logan sharing his story with you coming up here in a few moments. 2 games into Matt Zollers as a starter.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've seen growth in 2 games. Where have you seen that growth take place?
Well, obviously, I think the first part of the game, he really started fast. He was a decisive decision maker. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball. He was accurate with the ball. And you could just tell there was a lot of confidence there. Now, what we got to get out of him, like I told him, he threw 15 passes. He had 2 touchdowns and interceptions and 2 intentional groundings. So we got to get the roller coaster ride just to level out just a little bit. But, you know, he displayed incredible amount of toughness. He got hit several times. He managed the game, all the situations. You know, we didn't have, knock on wood, delay games. We didn't have shift in motion disasters. I just been very impressed. And you got to remember, he didn't play much his senior year. So every time he goes out there, there's just a little bit more confidence, I tell you what, man, he threw the ball really well today. I mean, really well. I thought he had his best toughness Tuesday. You know, we did some things in Dirty Show today that watching him, it was like, okay, I think there was a jump, you know, a jump because of confidence, right? Like, it's one thing to believe you can do it. It's another thing to go out and actually do it. And now you put those together. You know, he got a game ball after the game. I think that was a really cool moment. So, yeah. How good was the throw to Alubade? I mean, that's really good. And last time I checked, I think going in there on Thursday, Mel Kiper had number 1 as like one of the top corners in the draft. Yeah. You know, and so for him to throw that, challenge him on the very first throw, and to connect, obviously, is a heck of a catch by Donovan. What a special player that guy's going to be. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks for your time. Hey, can I just say one more thing? Absolutely. I made a comment today, kind of a flippant comment about, you know, we got to pay Matt and Donovan. And I just want everybody to know, like, those guys are getting paid we're going to keep those two. Okay, so nobody stress about that. Like we're going to keep those two. That was just off the cuff. Like, hey, they're good players, and we got to do what we can to keep them. But we're going to keep them, so don't stress.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for everything this year. Appreciate it. See you. Eli Drinkwitz. I'm Mike Kelly. When we come back, Chris McClellan and Logan Mucky on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Hey, college football fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
As the parent of an athlete, you've got to give them every advantage possible. And if your child wants to play at the highest level of their sport, they should be training with two people who played at the highest level of theirs. Introducing API Project Fitness and their sports performance program. Certified in training athletes from 5 to 18 plus. API Project Fitness teaches athletes to be more explosive, more mobile, and will teach your athlete how to excel both on and off the field. Find your fire. ProjectFitnessAPI.com.
You could call it swagger. You could call it a vibe. You could call it confidence. You could call it cool. Or you could call it exactly as it is, Tiger Pride. Show your Mizzou spirit with the Tiger Checking Card, only from Central Bank. Sign up today at tigerchecking.com. Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities. Member FDIC.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Mizzou Arena, Saturday, February 21st.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
You work hard to keep your car running and your home safe, so it only makes sense to keep them protected with a company that has your interest at the heart of what they do. That's why turning to Country Financial for your car and home insurance is an easy choice. Country Financial has been providing insurance and protecting families like yours for 100 years. That's the kind of stability you can trust. Our dedicated reps live and work in your communities and are ready to connect you to get you the insurance that fits your needs. Get more from your car and home insurance at countryfinancial.com.
We have a simple formula at Shelter Insurance. Provide personalized coverage at great rates with local agents to help you choose the coverage you need. And if the unexpected happens, fulfill our promise to be there when you need us most. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Tiger Talk continues from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. I'm Mike Kelly. Hey, remember you can partner with the Tigers in the Food Bank, the official charitable partner of Mizzou Athletics. Visit scoreagainsthunger.org to learn more about the Score Against Hunger campaign presented by MPICS as try to feed people in the state of Missouri. And remember, in this time of the year, a lot of people in need, so whatever you can do is obviously important. Please welcome a defensive tackle, a senior from North Tulsa, Oklahoma, Mr. Chris McClellan, ladies and gentlemen. And a senior wide receiver from Lee's Summit, played at North High School, Mr. Logan Mucky, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for taking time. Sincerely appreciate you both being here. Chris, return visit, your maiden voyage on the program. So glad that we got a chance to get you up here before your career comes to an end. I want to start, if you're okay, I want to start with the diagnosis, right? Yeah. And take people back to that point in time in Logan Mucky's life. You're getting ready for your senior season. You're working your tail off. And then you get a phone call. Pick up the story from there.
So it was, it's hard to put a date on it, but we were in the building. We were there for meetings. And then it wasn't really a phone call. It was a text. I got a text from our head athletic trainer, Zach Parker. He said, "Hey, are you in the building? I need to talk to you about some things." And right there, that's, scary enough. You don't really want to get a text like that from your athletic trainer. But before this, the whole story starts a little bit before. I had an infection in my tonsil, which was just, kind of a normal thing. And then I got a CT scan for that, and then that's where we pick up there. The text I got was about the CT scan. So I go down to his office. I'm kind of expecting, some results or something, but we were never thinking cancer. We were never thinking anything like that. We were just trying to figure out what it was, really, because just a viral infection. And I get down there, and he says, "Hey, your test results came back. They're about 90% sure you have cancer, papillary thyroid cancer." And you could probably imagine how that would feel. I was in absolute shock. Face was probably white as a ghost. I had no words to really respond to that with. But it took a moment, just kind of collect it, just kind of really feel it. And then from then on, it was, what do we do? Yeah. What comes next? What are the treatments? What are the steps we need to take care of this thing? And my first initial thought wasn't really about, the whole thing. I was like, how long is this going to put me out? I want to go back to playing ball. But right from there, I had to call my mom. And that was, I called her, phone rang. She's a teacher, by the way. She didn't pick up. She was in the middle of class. I called her again. She didn't pick up. And then the third call, she knew something was up. So she answered, and as soon as she answered, I didn't have the words to explain what happened. I thought it in my head. I knew what I was going to say. And then she picked up the phone, and nothing came out. And I handed the phone over to Zach Parker, and he kind of took it from there. And then it was just silence on the phone. I couldn't imagine a mother receiving a phone call about, her firstborn son getting diagnosed with cancer. So it was tough from there, but that was kind of the first initial reaction was, all right, now let's take that step.
I had a friend of mine that was diagnosed with cancer. He had a tumor, I believe, in his tongue. And I remember one of the things that he said was, he's a spiritual guy like you. And his question was, "God, what are you trying to teach me from this experience?"
I love that.
Did you have those moments where you started asking God questions about how to attack this, how to move forward? What is it I'm supposed to learn?
Yeah, of course. I'm a very religious man myself, and that was the number one thing for me. Everything happens for a reason. God put me in this situation at this time for a specific reason. And the biggest lesson that I took from the entire thing was don't take a single thing for granted. And no matter the circumstances, whether it be football, whether it be daily life, in a job, don't take anything for granted. And I think that's something that I really didn't pay much attention to before this. And then I got sidelined due to this thing. And then that really switched my perspective on life, saying, okay, now I got to make the most of every single day I have, because I don't know which one will be my last. I don't know which, practice is going to be my last one. So, and that's something that I would love anyone else to take away from that is don't take anything for granted. Make sure you're maximizing every opportunity you get and whatever it may be. But yeah, I definitely had those conversations in the dark with God saying, why is this happening? Why me? Why now? I've been in a program for 4 years. I walked on. It's been an uphill battle. So why this now? And that was the exact reason. And I think that kind of, snowballed into the rest of the season or the rest of the summer leading up into the season. I had the most fun I've ever had playing football this season, I'll tell you, just because of that perspective flip for me.
It's just a game.
It's just a game.
Yeah.
Just a game.
Chris's teammates, when you first heard Logan's got cancer, as someone who cares about this young man and loves him as a brother, what goes through your mind?
Man, honestly, when we first found out about the news, we were in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So we had already been all together like this. So being on that trip and hearing that news, when we came back, it was we gonna do whatever we can to support Muck, and because he's our brother, and this guy every day he's the same dude. He never shows up emotional, no matter what he's going through. He come in, and he trying to help everybody out, the younger guys, being that light, making sure people on time for their lifts, and he just a bright spot. Me and him talk every day, literally every single day. Our lockers are two apart, so I talk to him like every day, man. So I was hurt, me personally, man, because I love this dude, and I feel like he's kind of the ultimate program guy, Like, whenever we were doing our voting for captains, the first name I put down was Logan Mucky.
Chris McClellan, Logan Mucky are alongside. I'm Mike Kelly. We're going to take a break. Back with these guys coming up next from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
Addison's restaurants are great local spots to visit before or after all Mizzou home games. Addison's has 2 locations to choose from in Southwest and downtown Columbia. Addison's features a full bar with over 20 beers on tap, including local brewers, and of course their famous Nachos Bianco. So, before or after the game, stop by Addison's. View the full menu online for both locations at addisonsgrill.com.
Black and gold season never ends at the Tiger Team Store. Gear up for game day with the largest official selection of black and gold gear and gifts. From the latest Mizzou SEC gear to everything you need for your tailgate. The Tiger Team Store is your store for all things Mizzou. The Tiger Team Store has moved and is now located inside Mizzou Arena. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. with extended hours on game day. Or online at TigerTeamStore.com. It's always black and gold season at the Tiger Team Store.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the top college athletic programs for the 2025-26 college athletic season? Check out the criteria and follow the year-long standings of your favorite team at L Directors Cup on the X platform or online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2026 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. The Learfield Directors Cup, powered by NACDA, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Flu season is here. Get your flu shot today at your local Hy-Vee pharmacy. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment is necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, earn a 20-cent fuel saver. That's right, a 20-cent fuel saver. Get your flu shot when it's convenient for you. Schedule online or just stop by your Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Help your family stay healthy. Get your flu shot and get a 20-cent fuel saver only at Hy-Vee. See store for details. Some restrictions apply.
Marathon Building Environments is a premier provider of commercial furnishings, flooring, window treatments, as well as canopy and awnings. With over 35 years of experience, they are not just an extension of Kansas City or St. Louis. They are locally owned and operated in Columbia, Missouri. Visit Marathon Building Environments at marathonbe.com today and let them create the perfect workplace solutions for your business. Go Tigers, MIZ.
It's time to get back into routine that focuses on you. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness. Escape reality in the indoor saltwater pool. Detox from the saunas or heat things up with our hot yoga. Wilson's is here to support you, motivate you, and help smash your goals with group fitness classes, personal coaching, and endless amenities. Move better, feel better, simply live better at Wilson's Fitness in Columbia. Visit them at wilsonsfitness.com.
Tiger Talk continues here on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. Staple since 1971, featuring a new food menu. You can check out their new daily specials. Also, their expanded space would be perfect for your next event. Logan Mucky and Chris McClellan are alongside. I'm Mike Kelly. Tigers on the road coming up this weekend against Oklahoma. We'll talk about the matchup with the Sooners coming up in our next segment. You know what's cool about doing this segment with the players the last half of the show throughout the season is that every time out, some players come just to check out their buddies, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, I look over there, I see Josh Manning, I see Ahmad Hardy. The one and only Tommy Locke is in the house. There we go. Great to see you guys come out and support your teammates. But which takes me to this topic, which we probably, I don't know if we talk about it too much, but I candidly, I don't care because I think it's important. And that's the brotherhood that exists within the locker room. And Chris, you and I have talked about this before. Logan, we've not heard your perspective on it. What is the definition of the brotherhood of Missouri?
You know, Drink tells us all the time, you know, brothers are made for adversity. And the first thing that happens when adversity hits is how is the team going to respond? How are we going to either build up together or it's everything, you know? This team, this group of guys, I mean, you see it over there coming out just to see us talk about ourselves. The brotherhood's everything. It's something that I've personally fallen back on, especially during my time and with the cancer and everything. Like, I leaned on these guys. I leaned on guys like Chris, Josh, Tommy, Ahmad. Like, these guys are family to me. And being in the program for going on 5 years now, you really realize how strong these connections are and what they're supposed to be. You know, we're together all day, every day, 7 days a week. You know, we're grinding, we're lifting weights, we're running stadiums, we're out there for practice for hours on end. It's kind of hard not to be close, you know, and the way that we embrace it and attack every day with that attitude of brothers over everything, family over everything, it changes the culture, and not only for this year but for years to come, because we're embedding this culture that we're creating now into the freshman class, into the sophomores that will carry it on the way that we've built it for years to come. And it's a brotherhood really can change a culture, and I don't think you get that in a lot of teams. So I think ours is awesome.
It's a real living, breathing organism, if you will, right? I mean, if you think about it, I mean, there's something very tangible to it.
Right. 100%.
For you, and again, this is redundant for you because you've been here before, but share again for this audience what it means to Chris McClellan.
Man, like, for me, for the brothership, for the team, I try to make myself available to everybody in that locker room. Each day I go in there to, you know, be that light, to be that guy. You can call me anytime, and I'll be there for, it doesn't matter, offense, defense, special teams, I don't care who it is, freshmen, seniors, it doesn't matter to me. I want to go out there and be the guy to lean on, be the example guy for the younger guys, for the older guys, for anybody who needs it, you know. And I know that if I call him up 2 in the morning, hey, I need you to come pick me up, he'll be like, man, that's kind of strange, but he'll come do it though. So just having that type of connection to each player on the team, and I just think that's the best part of the brotherhood, because I can go in that locker room and have a conversation with anybody from any background and all that stuff. It doesn't matter. You know, we come in there and we one unit, we one team, we one heartbeat.
Chris, how emotional was Saturday night, the introduction before the game for senior night?
Man, it was a lot of emotions going into that game, man. I don't think I've ever been that emotional before a football game, but just realizing the finality of it, like that was our last home game in college. So I was going through a lot of emotions, man. So going out there and leaning on my brothers was a big part of that, because at the start of the game I was very emotional. It almost brought me to tears. I seen my family out there. I spoke with Coach Drink, spoke with Coach Blackwell. So the emotions were definitely hot. But, like, you know, having my brother out there to help get me through it, and man, we still got these games left to play together was a big mental thing for me. And I kept telling myself that, like, this is not the, you know, final chapter just yet with this team. So that was big for me.
I want to go back to the 23 season, and correct me if my dates are wrong, and if they are, I know you will. Missouri's hosting Florida. Chris McClellan's playing defensive tackle for the University of Florida.
Correct.
The 4th and 17 game at Faurot Field.
Yes.
There was an encounter after the game that Chris McClellan had with the head coach at the University of Missouri, Eli Drinkwitz. Yes. What did you say to him?
I can't really remember what I said, but it was along the lines of "I'm coming." So, you know, it was less of a word and more of like a look, you know, like, you know, that look that you give somebody. But no, man, I kind of just I'm a college football fan outside of just our team. I like to watch college football, you know, listen and learn and watch and learn. So I like to watch sports, and just watching the games. I watched every SEC team, and Coach Drink had literally done everything he said he was going to do during my recruiting process, and I seen that on tape. Just with that team at 23 year, and obviously you seen what they did, went to the Cotton Bowl, won, so I was very impressed.
So the rest is history. Yep. Can you put into words for folks how important Mizzou football has become in the life of Chris McClellan?
Man, it's difficult for me, and again, I start to get emotional because I feel like I owe almost everything to Mizzou, man. Just because before I got here, I was struggling. You know, I didn't know what I was doing really, but I came to a program, and they welcomed me with open arms, and it was never a question of why I was here, what am I doing. I never felt like that. From day one, I felt like I was in the brotherhood, you know, from the first workout till tomorrow. So it's very difficult for me, but there's a lot of love, and there's just the acceptance and everything. Like, my whole life would be on a completely different path if I never came to this university, and I genuinely believe that. And I was talking to my dad about that like 2 days ago, actually. I was like, man, I wonder how things would be if I didn't come here, but I don't even want to think about it because of how everything turned out here for me, and I just love it so much. So I'm very appreciative of Coach Drink and the coaching staff and my brothers that just have helped me become what I am today from where I was when I first got here.
And how cool it was. Who made the first big play in the game Saturday night? Big dog.
This guy right here.
Yeah, blew up Lake Chapin. Yeah, great to see. Chris McClellan, also Logan Mucky with us. We're going to take a break. Final segment with the guys coming up next from Harpo's on the Central Bank Tiger Network from Learfield.
From Perot to Drinkwitz, from Wilder to Schrader, Mizzou fans have always dreamed big. And at Multiply Credit Union, we're proud to keep that spirit alive. We're bringing fans across Tiger Nation better rates, real rewards, and accounts built to back their goals every step of the way. This isn't banking as usual, it's banking multiplied. Grow together, live fully, be more. Multiply Credit Union, the official credit union of Mizzou Athletics.
We have a simple formula at Shelter Insurance. Provide personalized coverage at great rates, with local agents to help you choose the coverage you need. And if the unexpected happens, fulfill our promise to be there when you need us most. For the third year in a row, Forbes recognized Shelter Insurance as one of the world's best insurance companies for auto insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
If you build a relationship, then it becomes easier. If you build trust, it becomes easier. As a parent, you want what's best for your child. To give them the love that a child needs is probably the best thing you do for a teenager.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You say you never give in to a meltdown and never fill your feed with kid photos. You say you'd never put a pacifier in your mouth to clean it and never let them run wild through the grocery store. So when you say you'd never let them get into a car without you there, know it can happen. 1 in 4 hot car deaths happen when a kid gets into an unlocked car and can't get out. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Tiger Talk continues from Harpo's in downtown Columbia. I'm Mike Kelly. Again, a final football show of the season. Basketball will start up on December the 3rd with Dennis Gates right here at Harpo's. Chris McClellan is with us, also Logan Mucky. Final segment with these two seniors as they get ready to travel to Norman, Oklahoma to take on the Sooners coming up on Saturday. Before we go there, obviously you don't get to where you are in life without people supporting you and helping you along the way. Who are those important people in your life, Logan?
Well, I have to say my mom and my dad, 100%. They are my absolute rocks in my life. There is nothing that I've accomplished that could have been done without them, you know, whether it be emotional support, you know, and as a football career as a whole, mom taking me to practice, you know, at 7 o'clock at night when she just got off work, you know, dad picking me up, dad coaching me throughout. I played multiple sports, baseball, basketball, and football. Dad coaching me through all of those, setting those, you know, base fundamentals in my life, teaching me the importance of hard work, you know, keeping your head down, staying humble, doing your job. They have completely molded me into the person that I am, and I wouldn't be here or anywhere without those two. And another person I have to mention is my high school football coach, Jamar Mosey. He is such a role model in my life, just built on the foundation that my dad set on working hard, doing your thing, grinding, just being a worker, He always told me that there shouldn't be a room where I'm not the hardest worker. So that is how I go about life. That's what I do, and a combination of those three people is the reason who I am and why I'm here.
Chris, share with us.
Yeah, so me, the first person that comes to mind when you ask that question is my dad. And he could be super tough at times, but I feel like it was always in my best interest. And my dad never really forced me to do anything, but he always told me, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna do it to the best of your ability. So we was out there at 5 in the morning running stadiums, getting extra training in, getting extra equipment, whatever I needed. He always was there for me, and he prepared me to be on this stage right now, just because it wasn't just football stuff. We talked about how to properly do interviews, how to properly present yourself, how to do things of that nature. So that's the main person my head always goes to. But my dad also needs support, so that support is coming from my mom. So I love both of them so much, and they've always supported me through, whatever I was going through. Even if I wasn't playing football, if I was out there in the marching band, they'd be like, you'll be the best trumpet player out there. So I just always, want to say I love them and shout out them as well.
For a kid that grew up in North Tulsa, Oklahoma, how important is Saturday's trip to Norman, Oklahoma?
Right. I mean, I can tell you right now, from my front door to OU's campus is a 2-hour drive. So this is like basically a homecoming for me, and I'm super excited, and it's going to be very emotional for me as well this week, because it's just, this is such a big game for me. I grew up watching these guys, but none of that matters. I want to. There's a lot I want to do, so I'm very excited, and I'm ready to go out there and play. We could play tomorrow, and I'll be ready.
Well, there's a lot you want to do. There's a lot you want to see your team do.
Yes.
Elaborate on that.
I just want to go out there and play good team football, and offense support the defense support the offense. Coach Drink calls it going on the run, getting a stop on defense, scoring on offense, and going and get another stop. So, I just want to go out there and play to the best of our abilities.
But for both of you, there's a historical opportunity too, as you look.
Oh yeah.
With the games that remain.
59 years, correct?
Correct.
59 years since Mizzou has gone down there and beaten them. So, it's a big opportunity for us to do something that hasn't been done in a long time. So I'm looking forward to it.
Having an opportunity to go 3 back-to-back 10-win seasons, do something that's never been done here before, it's extremely important for all of us. And we all realize that we need to approach every day with a different level of energy. We need to come in ready to work, ready to ball. We need to approach Wednesday, the lift tomorrow morning, like it's Saturday's game. And that's how we're all moving. That's how we're all approaching this week. And to piggyback on what Chris said, it's all about playing complementary football. Offensively, we got to take care of the football. We can't afford turnovers. Defensively, we got to get turnovers. And then special teams, we got to create momentum plays. We got to go out there, whether it be a big kickoff return, a punt return, pinning them inside the 10 on a kickoff. Like, those things are what's going to contribute to a win on Saturday. And if we do those things, there's not a doubt in my mind that we're going to do what we need to do on Saturday.
Inside about 2 minutes to go in this segment. And again, we sincerely appreciate both of you guys taking time, and Chris, you being here multiple times. Logan, what is it that you would like Missouri fans to know about Logan Mucky?
I'd like everyone to know that I'm currently living a little kid's dream right now. I grew up in Lee Summit, which is, hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, depending on traffic away from here. Big Chiefs fan, grew up watching Mizzou since I was able to watch football. So me being in the position that I am now, being a walk-on back in 2021, getting voted as a captain, I am living out everything that I've wanted to as a kid. And if I were to leave you guys with anything, I just want to thank you guys for, every ounce of support you've given this football team, whether it be for 20 years or just this season. Like, everything is appreciated, and it's been an absolute honor to wear the black and gold and represent this university and this city. I love every day of it. I love everything that I have. So it's a tribute to everybody. So thank you.
Well said. Chris, for you, final thought before we say goodbye.
I think the greatest decision I've made in my life is becoming a Missouri Tiger. And that goes out to the amazing fans, the coaches, the brothers, everything. I love every bit of it, and I wake up every day excited to see what the day has ahead of it for me. So, yeah, the best decision I ever made was becoming a Tiger.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Chris McClellan and also for Logan Mucky. Guys, thanks for being here. Good luck coming up on Saturday. Go get a win down in Norman, Oklahoma. That's going to do it for this edition of Tiger Talk. I'm Mike Kelly. Again, a reminder, show returns to Harpo's on December the 3rd. Basketball with Dennis Gates, football from Norman. Our coverage begins at 9 a.m. coming up this Saturday on the Central Bank Tiger Network from